Hey everyone, welcome back. This is Taylor, and I wonder if you've ever heard the saying, home is where the heart is. I love this saying a lot because throughout my career, I've learned that it actually has a bit of a double meaning to it. A lot of times you might see it as like wall decor in a family friend's house or something like that, of like just reminding you how great the home is and how great it is to be home to your family and stuff. But what I have found in my career, which was predominantly working with children and families in the beginning part of it, was that there are two different kinds of home. Now, there's the home that we usually think of, that's the physical house or the physical building that you grew up in and that you would call your home. You call it a space to which you belong, right? That your family grew up in, that you would associate as your home in your hometown and where your family might still be. But there's also a second home, and this home is much deeper and more personal because the second kind of home is inside you. This is the home that you can always return to, where whenever you might feel lost or overwhelmed or stuck in any area of your life, this is the home that remains the same even as so much about you changes over time. So, we'll talk a lot about people going home to rest and recalibrate. I know a lot of people who have lived at home post-college because they moved somewhere else and didn't like it, and then they came back home just to be back, just to be closer to family, just to take a break and recover, maybe live there for a little while and then go off and do something else. But that same process of healthy recovery and healthy memory of just a sense of stability and consistency is also the same in your personal home, your internal home. Okay? So, sadly, I know that so many people in the world don't have a physical home that they would call home. They either don't have it right now, or they had a lot of different kinds of homes growing up, and that's okay. Physical, tangible things are a little ephemeral, but the thing that never goes away is your internal home. So I read this book by Oriah. I think her name is Oriah Mountain Dreamer, and she runs a lot of coaching groups and spiritual counseling workshops. And she wrote this book called The Invitation. It's based on a poem that she wrote. And she talked about a point in her life where she was going home to her family where the house was, but also in hopes of going home inside herself as well, reminding herself of what is truly consistent and timeless within herself that she can rely on or empower or fall back on for comfort, even as life is throwing all sorts of stressors and challenges and obstacles in our path to this idea of home. So that's what I want you to think about today. So as usual, I have two homework questions for you. All right. Number one is, when you think about your internal home, the part of you that stays consistent on a daily basis and over time, I want to know, what condition is that home in? I want you to be creative, have a little fun with this. Imagine your internal world, your internal home, as a house. So what condition is that house in? Is it in tatters? Is it a really, really messy studio apartment or something? Or is it a spotless mansion on the beach that's really well taken care of, and it's beautiful, and there's plenty of sunshine on it? So think about that. How would you kind of rate the quality or the condition of your internal home at this point in time? And then the second question is, a little more broadly, what do you say when someone says, what's home for you? What immediately comes to mind? Do you think of a hometown? Do you think of wherever your parents might be? Do you think of where you're living right now? So how would you define home if somebody asked you where your home is? Okay? please, please, please send me a message with these answers. I'm not just speaking for the sake of speaking. I want to hear these answers. I want to know how you feel about this and what your answers are. So go ahead and feel free to send them in the comments below. Send me a DM, subscribe to my channel, talk to me in some kind of way. I would love to hear your thoughts.